Alright, we're back to working on the Pontiac. I ground the rust out of the top of the front fender in these spots where there's a little rust. And the reason why that rusted out is there's a heavier steel bracket here that bolts the fender to the body or to the inner fender. And this sheet metal is spot welded to that heavier steel. And that heavier steel comes over to right about here, the full length of the fender, and it's just crud got in between, water and dirt got in between there and caused it to rust. And you can see, I might be able to see on the inner fender here, where you might be able to see, I don't know if you can see the light up there or not through where it is, but you can kind of see the holes there, and you can see that heavier piece of steel at the fender is welded to that bolts to the inner fender, and in between that's where it rusted out. So we'll get that welded up, and you can see that's still shiny steel there. And I got this welded up, and again I didn't have the camera on when I went to video the metal in the rocker panel, but the inner and outer rocker panel is all welded up. The fender I have in a previous video where it's welded up, there's a dent. There's a bunch of little dents, like somebody hit it with a ball peen hammer. So anyway, I got a little coat of filler on there, and we'll get that sanded out maybe tomorrow or the next day. And I'll get this welded up maybe yet tonight or tomorrow. I'll just cut this out a little bit, and then just put a new piece of sheet metal in here, and the same here, and get the top of the fender repaired, and get back on the car. I haven't worked on it in a while. My dad was in the hospital. He had some back surgery, and so I was up visiting him in the hospital, and when between visits I would work on the car a little bit here and there, an hour here, an hour there, and they sent him home, and I stayed with him a couple of days to make sure, he was all right to get around and everything before I came back home. And my mom passed away in '09, and the last thing she asked of me before she passed away was that I promised her that I'd look after my father. And I promised her I would, and which I would do anyway. So that's why I've been not working on the car much and just kind of helping my dad out. And he's doing really well. He had some pinched nerves in his back from previous back injury when he was in his 20s, and it finally was getting to him. And so he had the corrective surgery, and he's doing really well. And my dad's in his 80s, and he can leave most people behind that are in their 50s. He's in really good shape for his age. A lot of people don't believe him when he tells them how old he is. So anyway, we're just getting back on the car, and I got a little video of another little camera that my dad got me for helping him out, and I took some video of the inside of the quarter panels and shoved it down in the spark plug hole of number 3 cylinder on the Pontiac, just for the heck of it, to see what it would do. And I also shoved it into the cylinder of the pressure washers engine, which is a 5 horsepower Honda. And I also ran it so where I ran it to where you can see the inside of the rear quarter panel here. You might be able to see where I repaired you might see the sheet metal on the inside, and I shined it all up in here, and that's just like new up in there. So it'll show up with the camera, and it's just a toy, new toy I'm playing with. I'll probably use it for when I do home inspections or work on cars and need to see into tight areas that you really can't see, and as like the cylinders. And so yeah, just kind of what's going on with the Catalina. And for the new subscribers, this car has sat for 37 years and it has 25,000 miles on it. Actually, I've driven it a little bit, driven it on the road once. It's got 25,338 miles even on it. For any of the new subscribers that haven't watched the past videos, the car was parked 37 years. It was missing the radiator battery tray. The gas tank was out, but I got the original gas tank back from the guy I bought it from. The radiator and the battery tray came out of a junkyard car in Oklahoma, and I had to have the radiator record. But that's kind of a little update on the Pontiac, seeing I haven't done a video in 5 or so, 6 days. Thought I'd get one out today, and I'm going to try, and like I say, I'm going to try, and if I don't get this welded up tonight, I'll do it tomorrow for sure. In fact, I might just do this tomorrow because I got to take a little more time and cut this all out nicely, and that'll take a little bit of time to get it all welded up. So thank you for viewing my videos. Oh, and enjoy I'm going to put the video of the other camera towards the end. So if you want to see that, enjoy it. Thank you again. I did get a new toy, one of these inspection things that you can shove into things and have a look in things, so I can look in plumbing and stuff when I do home inspections and whatnot if I need to. So I thought I'd just try it out. I shoved it down into the quarter panels, and so you can see they're pretty darn solid, and up around the back window channel, and just for the heck of it, I shoved it in the cylinder of the pressure washer over there just to kind of show the piston and cylinder in that. So just kind of playing around with it. So I'll put a little video on from this. It's, you know, might be, you might not recognize what it is, but I'll just put a little bit on, and just because I was trying the new camera out. This is the inside of cylinder number 3. That's the top of the piston, and that's all the top of the piston, and you can see a little bit of the cylinder wall there. You can see the reflection of the carbon on the top of the piston on the cylinder wall. Looks like it's in pretty good shape. Just kind of shoved the camera down through the spark plug hole to take a look at the piston and the cylinder and whatnot. Looks like it's in pretty good shape. That's the inside of the left rear quarter panel. That's where I welded the sheet metal in to repair that little rusted out lip edge and the wheel well and inner wheel well. And this is the inside of that quarter panel. And as you can see, I know the camera's moving around a bit, that camera lens is quite on a long thing, so it's hard to keep it still in a big open area. But the inside of that quarter panel, as you can see, is pretty solid, pretty clean, and in good shape. This is the inside of the right rear quarter panel where I repaired the whole lower part of the rear quarter panel. Turned out pretty good too. I did paint the inside there. This is the left side above the, or actually behind the window. That nut was for the molding around the window. So you can see these cars usually rusted out around here. You can see this car has no rust in there. It's in really, really good shape up and around that part of the car. This is actually the brushes in the generator. It came out pretty good. The video did here. You can see the brushes are in good shape too. This is the piston and the cylinder in my pressure washer. It is a 5 horsepower Honda overhead cam engine. Just thought I'd just shove it in that spark plug hole and have a look in there too. Just playing with the camera. Thank you for watching my videos again. Enjoy.